Hello and welcome. It's a good day to be on the farm. My name is Chuck, and this is my soup challenge, I guess, where I'm harvesting parsnips, red beets, carrots, um, and putting them in the soup factory to see what we can do. I've never used a soup factory before, and in the previous episode, I had harvested quite a bit, done 3 or 4 contracts, and filled this thing up. As you can see in the lower right, we're down to about 6,000 parsnips, almost out of red beets, almost out of carrots, so on and so forth. So here I have loaded up 8 pallets of triple soup. So if you jump in, it looks like 16,000 liters of triple soup, which is our number one seller. It's the one that uses all 3 of those things that are listed. Over here is my New Holland skid steer that I used to load those. It was the cheapest thing I could use to load. I think it cost me a little under 36,000 for the skid steer and the pallet forks, um, where it was going to cost me about 7,000 just to lease a telehandler for an hour, which is my preferred way to load. So I thought, you know what, I've never actually done this with the skid steer, so I got that to load those. And if you stick around to the end of this episode, you'll probably see me attempt to load some more. It took a while, and obviously did okay, but not great on getting them on there. I probably could have gotten 12 if I really tried, but I really wanted to just sell the triple soup first because it's our main product. But I'm making a couple of different things. So as you can see, here's a couple of pallets of carrot soup I had to move out of the way. Most of this in the front is red beet soup. And then here's another carrot soup over here. And then I do have 4 more triple soups in the back. Here, 2, 3, a couple of red beets, and then I think this is another triple over here. But I can't really get to them easily without moving everything in the front. And I'm not sure that the price difference is worth it to only sell one at a time. I think next time I'm just going to load pallets and sell it, and I don't care what kind of soup goes. But for the first load, I wanted to do triple soup. So 8,000 triple soup is what we've got, or excuse me, 8 pallets, which is 16,000 liters. And if you look at the prices, here triple soup sells at the restaurant and at the farmer's market. Farmer's market's pretty close, but it's in town. I haven't actually driven up to the restaurant in like a year because I haven't really been playing on this map for a while. So thought it'd be fun to do a scenic little drive up to the restaurant to drop off this first load of triple soup and make the first actual profit that we've earned on this map. And then I'll probably sell everything else to the farmer's market just because it's handy and it's nearby. And I think for the individual soups, the farmer's market pays better, at least for the red beet. It looked like it did when I checked last. So we're going to go ahead and drive this over. And I might have to check the map a couple of times because, again, it is way up in the hills to get to the restaurant. So I bought this little cart, which is the FarmTech 8,000 liter trailer that you can convert to a bale trailer, which is what I did. So it's got the straps. I thought this might be about right for hauling soup, hoping to stack it too high, so to get 12 pallets on at a time. I don't know that I'm going to be able to. It might be a skill issue for me to do that with the skid steer, but we'll see. We'll try. But this does appear to be, as you can see, it's kind of tipping. It's pretty heavy, loaded with this soup. It should probably take these turns slower, but of course, that's not really how I roll. So let's see. If we take that road up, cross it, and then take the one up towards the farmer's market, and then double back. Okay. Yeah, we still got a ways to go. So not this one. So I don't know. Given that harvesting is so fast in our super awesome Cheaty harvester, the hardest part of this challenge probably is just going to be loading the pallets of soup onto this little trailer. I could have got a bigger trailer, and maybe we will do that at some point. I think I want to go left. I think left is the right answer here. We'll find out. And that might have been my turn. No, I can go to the next one. Okay. But I just didn't want to like spend more money. We're still 130,000 in debt. I want to show you a couple of things on the yard as well. We ended up buying. I know we used that root crop tanker or whatever it was that held 1,000,000 liters in the first episode where we were doing those contracts. I think we do need 1,000,000 liters of capacity for some of these big fields if they come up in contracts. But it was really hard to navigate that bunker trailer all the way down to the docks. So I was glad I just leased it, and instead I bought just the regular trailer that's a little bit skinnier and definitely not as tall. But it also could go up to 1,000,000 liters. Ooh, this is a big steep hill. Glad I've got this big Fendt Vero, because this is quite the climb, and I think it would be very painful. I mean, as it is, I'm losing quite a bit of steam going up here, but I think had I used a smaller tractor, I would be stuck only doing like 4 pallets at a time. Anyway, I bought a trailer for $20,000 that holds 1,000,000 liters for harvesting, but it's not the trailer that you're used to. Is this where the road is? Can I go this way? This might be the wrong way, but we'll find out. No, it looks right. No, it doesn't. We need to be up there. Okay, let's look at the map. Sorry, give me a second. If I go down the hill and take a right, I can loop around. Okay. Yeah, it has been a while since I've been up here. I know I did it like right when the game came out. And then I did a video on Hunan Pantai for finding all 25 spheres. Because I did that in my first playthrough, so I know there's a couple hidden up here, although again it's been a year or so, and that's the last time I think I've driven all these crazy roads up here. In fact, there might be pardon me, oh, that is a heavy load. There might be one right down there in somebody's backyard. Great shot of the tree you're getting there. Tight turn. I don't know if I can. I should definitely have went the right way first. This is not the correct way to do this, but yeah, I mean, I don't know that I'd want like a lorry and a semi trailer doing any of this, so a tractor and this little trailer might be the best way to do it if the restaurant is going to be where we sell. Like I said, most likely I'll sell the majority of things at the farmer's market. The price difference wasn't very different. Anyway, let's see how much we make on our first actual delivery of soup. This is the triple soup, so our highest selling product that uses all 3 ingredients. Actually, that's better than I thought. 27,000, almost 28. I want to take a look at this restaurant while we're up here. I assume this is the restaurant since we're across the street from it. Yeah, it's got tables and stuff inside. But yeah, not a whole lot to this. It's got a great view though. Look down there, you can see the shop and the really big fields. And from over here, you get a view of the mountains and the raised interstate. Looks pretty low from here, but as you know from being over there, it's pretty high up. All right. Well, we're going to go run back to town, or not to town, run back to our soup factory. I want to show you a couple of other things real quick, and then I want to painfully load a few more pallets with the skid steer in front of your very eyes, and I will decide how painful it is, and that will determine how much of it I show to you. Because I don't want to. If it's really bad, I'll probably only do a couple of pallets. If I'm doing all right, I might get another 6, 8, or maybe even 12 loaded up. We will see. But I want to show you the couple of other things that I purchased. Number one, obviously, we talked about, but this little farm tech trailer was $6,000. It's the cheapest flat bed trailer that I could get. And I just needed something to put the pallets on. Obviously, I showed you the skid steer and the fork for that. Since we're here, I'm going to zoom over to the shop because we're literally right next to it, because I can see my trailer on the mini map. And then we'll zoom back over to our area to load. So this is the trailer that I bought that I was telling you about as I was trying to drive up that hill before I got distracted. So it looks just like a regular tipper. It is a Titan Colossus. And it is the camo to match our harvester. But normally this would hold what, 25,000 liters maybe. But I obviously have it adjusted to hold 1 million. It's got the cover, and it's got the direct hitch here so that it doesn't shimmy around with front wheels that do whatever they want. So it's a nice little trailer. It looks good on this tractor. It's not too big, so it'll make it easy for getting in and out of the one-way streets downtown there, trying to get to the dock to sell the goods. So anyway, I haven't brought it back yet because I haven't done any more contracts. Also, I wanted to mention I messed up that last contract for carrots I was doing on the first episode, and I delivered them to the wrong place. So it said I made 100,000, but then when I quit the contract, it took the 100,000 back, and then I didn't even make the 8,000 for doing the labor of it. So I basically got some free carrots, which we've turned into carrot soup. So I got about 26,000 liters of carrots, I want to say, that I dumped into our soup factory. So it wasn't a total loss, and that obviously has turned into some of the carrot soup that you saw stacked outside the soup factory. But I didn't get paid for the contract because I messed up and I delivered it to the wrong place, and I have never actually done that before. So I didn't realize you'd get, I mean, it makes sense. You can't, just take the crops for yourself and sell them. But I didn't realize that you would get the negative penalty when you quit the contract. So it was interesting, a good learning moment for me to make sure I would check in that I'm delivering to the right spot. But just wanted to close the loop on that. So I've already fast forwarded enough months that it fell off my finances, the $100,000 penalty. Plus it was kind of messed up because I had done what was $60,000 worth of contracts already. So it ended up looking like a negative 40,000, even though technically I made 60,000 on contracts. I just got penalized 100,000. Whatever, doesn't matter. Point being, we made some soup. So, all right, getting back here to the factory, I will pull to the side where we can load, and then I want to run up the hill and show you one other thing before I try to load some more of this stuff with the skid steer. So I kind of just parked this at the end right here. This bump isn't helping anybody when I'm on the skid steer. You'll see that in a second. But up there by our camo tent is a generator. So I got this. It's the smallest wind generator. And basically, I mean, our factory costs us $200 to $250 a month for production costs. We're paying a little bit in property taxes, and then we have the loan payment, obviously. So I don't mind losing money each month that we have a loan payment. Let me show you the finances here. So we have $130,000 in a loan. It was $150 back in December before I got smart and repaid part of it. So in December, it was a $500 loan interest. In January, February, March, it's only been $333, and that was for 100,000. Then I bought that skid steer for basically 36, so I had to take out another 30,000 in loans, so that's why we're at 130. So it'll be back over, I mean, it'll be between 500 and 333 for loan interest this month, depending on what we decide to pay back. But here's my property income. So that wind generator is generating somewhere between $300 and $500. So it was 348, 464, 558, 478. And my production costs, like I said, are 240, 233, 235, 251. So around $400 income from the generator and around $250 in a loss for the production for the soup factory, and then my property maintenance is $5 a month, so not a big deal. But as you can see by the red numbers at the bottom, I lost $400 in December, lost 106 in January, 15 in February, 111 in March. So I'm not making money per se, but I'm not losing a ton of money on these production costs. And once we get this loan repaid, we should be able to cover the production costs with the wind energy, and so we'll be making $100 to $200 a month. So again, not game breaking or anything crazy, but just wanted you guys to know that I am doing that because I just didn't like the idea of fast forwarding the productions or fast forwarding the months waiting for another contract when we're really only going to be harvesting like 2 months out of the year, like August, September, October maybe. So that's like 9 months where we're not doing much. So I just didn't like the idea of fast forwarding time and losing a ton of money due to that. Anyway, and yeah, there's 35.8 is my skid steer. So lastly, I wanted to show you before you watch me load stuff to end out the episode. I still have my filters on for the 6 crops that we can harvest. Which, let me scroll down so you can see what those colors are. It's red beets, carrots, parsnips, green beans, peas, and spinach. I guess I have grass turned on too. We'll turn that off. Anyway, those are the squares or the fields that are lit up are the ones that we can technically harvest with our harvester. So we're going to be watching for contracts in those specific areas. You can see there's some green beans right to the north of us and some more red beets to the south of us. Hopefully those come available as contracts, or at least the red beets. But there's a lot of red beet contracts. The farmers around here did a good job. So 16, 14, 11, 40, and 47 are all red beets. So we should be able to get some more red beets. Carrots are doing fine too. We've got 44, 46 are both carrots. And 32. So hopefully, a couple of those come available for contracts. Parsnips is the one that we're kind of stuck on. It is the biggest field available, field 1. But again, it's only one field. So if that one doesn't come up for contract, we aren't going to get any parsnips this year. So when I finally decide to plow and plant in our field here 20, I think I'm going to do parsnips because it is the least represented of the crops that we need. We got 3 shots at carrots. We got plenty of shots at red beets. But we're probably going to need parsnips for our triple soup. So if I do plant our field, I will plant it in parsnips is what I'm thinking. So I wanted to just kind of talk through that. So that engine is turned off. Let's fire up this and see what we can do about loading. So this time around, I'm not going to be as careful about just getting triple soup. I just wanted to start with the triple soup because it's kind of what our factory is known for. And so the restaurant was in high demand. It wasn't really. It just the restaurant gets the good stuff, gets the triple soup. This stuff's just going to the farmer's market to get it cleared out. But a lot of red beet soup and some carrot soup. We didn't make any parsnip soup because we only harvested that one field. And yet, by the time I get back, another one has already popped out. So most of the ones I loaded came out of this first corner, except I did have to remove some of those carrot pallets, and then I kind of slid some stuff over. So this is a triple. Nice. We'll go ahead and... Yep, you said you didn't care, Chuck. Listen to yourself. Believe in yourself. Just load what you said you were going to load, which is everything. So, first row went in pretty solidly. We're going to go ahead and strap those down. I'm going to try this. It's going to end poorly, but I'm going to try it. I think I can pick up these two at the same time. And if we can slide them across... Yeah, that's a lot of... You can see the back tires are coming off a little bit. Yeah, two might be too much, but I wanted to see if we could do it. Probably could have got deeper with the forks there. That probably would help, but I wanted to be able to push it across the bed here, so I don't know, we'll see. By hitting that other pallet, I am. So we'll get that somewhat deep. Nope. And then I pulled it off. There we go. Get the forks out. Kinda worked. Kinda worked. Alright, let's get some carrot. So we're getting a smorgasbord for the farmer's market this time, but it's like this is a carrot pallet. We do have plenty of pallets. Like I could probably do 3 or 4 loads today. Because 10 pallets spawn, and I had another 8, I think, in the factory. I should have probably checked that before we got busy loading here. Can we get this lined up a little closer? Okay. And one of those. And then up. We'll just push it on a little bit. It ain't pretty. Can I tilt it back? Nope. I probably need to come at this from the end. Oh, hey, that actually worked. That worked pretty good. All right. So we'll go ahead and get those strapped. Get another 2. So I want some red beet soup. So let me see. I think this one is red beet. So that we really do have a little bit of everything. Sorry, not talking much. It's hard to talk and use the forks like this. Let's see, what are you? Are you another triple? This back row is kind of hard to get because you can't come at them from the side. You have to come at them from the end. Yeah, you're a triple. But sneak one out there. And of course you got this bump that's going to make this a little bit of a challenge. Ooh, that actually worked pretty well. You can make it up the hill and then set it. Getting it off the forks is going to be a prop. Nope, now we're messing up the other one. Yeah, doing it from the end here, I'm too close to the edge. Okay, well, I was doing okay until those last 2. I was doing all right. They're on. This bump isn't helping anybody. All right, we're going to come back to what I know I can do, which is 1 square from the right from the correct side pallet, line it up, come at it square, just lower and load and lift. Getting one carrot soup at a time. We'll just drop this one up here on the front. Not the best load in the world, but we'll run over to the farmer's market, and you can... That didn't take very long. I was afraid I'd be up here futzing with it forever. Not the best loading, but not the worst. So we'll hop in here, fire this up, strap on the rest of that. And we'll kind of loop down here. All right, so getting to the farmer's market here, if I go under the interstate and over, that'll drop me off here, and then I can weave my way up, maybe, because you enter the farmer's market from that side. We will see what happens. I don't know that I've ever came at it from this direction, but we'll give it a shot. It's all for the content, right? Watch me get lost in the city. So if we go underneath here, nope, I wanted the ramp. I wanted the ramp. The ramp wasn't gonna, this isn't gonna take me to the ramp. I gotta go the other way. If I was on the interstate, I could do that. But this is a matter of scooting up here and taking a left. And then if we can get one street to the south, I think that will take us to the farmer's market. Otherwise, we can literally take this main street across that goes to the other end of it. Oh, that was probably my chance to go south. Nope. Okay, so that's the one that we want there, and yep, you're a one-way. Alright, so yeah, I should have taken the turn before. So if we take this, this will take us to the farmer's market, and we can maybe back in. Maybe this is the easiest way to do it. Let's see, farmer's market is here. So yeah, if we, I like driving through it, but this is probably for the best, to be honest. And then we'll unstrap, and we made another 31. So, you know, 8 pallets of soup is around $30,000 is what we've learned. How do we get out of here? I guess this way? And if we, yeah, so this is the main road. And the farmer's market, I'm not going to go in there, but it's right here. So you can pull in this side, you pull through, and your goods will show up on shelves. So let's see, does anybody got soup? If anyone's got soup stacked. No, like if you do some goods, they appear in these like baskets that people have occasionally. Kind of a sad looking farmer's market because we only dropped off soup. But anyway, so yeah, more of this. So I have, actually, so we've got 10 pallets outside the factory. And I still have 1 pallet of carrot soup in the factory. Oh, well, that's not as much as I thought. So, yeah, we made about, I mean, we made 60,000. Let me just check that. We made 59,038. So far, we've got 11 pallets of soup left. So, I'm going to wrap this up here. I won't make you watch me do those last load of soup, but we're going to obviously try to see if we can plant parsnips, see what contracts come available for us. for the fields that are out there. And hopefully we'll get some more harvest and wash, rinse, and repeat into the soup factory. But I just wanted to make sure I wrapped up, or that I came back and let you guys know how we did from that first bunch of harvesting contracts you saw. I just wanted to kind of close the loop, and we made about, let's see, 8, 16, 20. So we made 27 pallets of soup from those 4 contracts that we did. So that's pretty good. Obviously, if we can do more contracts, we can keep the factory busier for longer of the year. It's really going to sit kind of empty, not doing much for half the year now because we just don't have any other way to put crops in it. We could try to lease some bigger equipment or lease a big field so we get a better return so we can make soup longer, but we still have 10 pallets here and 1 sitting in the shop to come out. And yeah, appreciate you guys watching. If you have any suggestions for what else I could do with this, certainly let me know. I just wanted to see, could we operate the soup factory? And yes, we can. It's going to be a lot of the same at this point. Just doing contracts and harvesting with our giant harvester and going from there. So looking for maybe an idea of what else we could do other than planting our own crops, which I'm going to try to do parsnips on this field. But check you guys later. Appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.